Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good day. Welcome to another Amali Gardens video. Um, it's been a while, so we're gonna go ahead and get the season started. It's been a slow season because the weather hasn't gotten as hot as early as usual. So some of my starts haven't started, but I'm gonna take you around the garden, do a quick garden tour to show you what's started and what's been going on, and just talk about growing food and having your own backyard garden. So this year we built two new beds. These are these two new beds right here. And the interesting about these two beds was you see the tomato plants in there. I didn't plant those. Those are all volunteers. And actually this bed was full of tomato plants and I've been giving them away like crazy. So they're all volunteers because what happened is I filled it with soil that I had here and with compost, and I guess there were still seeds in the compost and they all sprouted. So but that was a good thing. So a lot of neighbors and people in the community got free tomato plants. They were Roma tomatoes and cherry tomatoes. So I did harvest some of the tomato plants since my starts didn't start that well this year. So these are all volunteers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tomato plants, and we have some cucumber plants. We have one cucumber in there, another one over there. We have one down there. We have one back here also, cucumber. You'll notice that my garden is not weeded as it normally is, and then this year I'm going to be trying to leave things in place to see how that works. It helps to keep the moisture in the garden bed. Also, I'm using chop and drop, so once the weeds get too high, I just chop them off and drop them right in the bed to refertilize. I also want to show you what I'm doing here with the pots. And in the pots I have avocado trees, one avocado tree, another avocado tree here. One of them didn't survive, so that one died. And then I have my banana trees. I'm really excited about those. Those have been growing a lot since I brought them outside once the weather warmed up. And that's another volunteer tomato plant here. But actually that one was a volunteer out of my pineapple pot, and I transferred it into this pot, and you can see it already has some tomatoes on there. Let me get out of the shadow there. So that's what's been going on in Amarley Gardens. You guys know about my composting, small composting operation back here. I anything I guess you can say organic or biological plant life, I usually compost. Anything from in the kitchen goes in there, even bread. Yeah, you see I should chop up things more than I do, but eventually it breaks down. So I actually need to stir this. So that's my compost. One of the things that I'm learning about gardening is it's not so much about the plants as it is about the soil and building good, rich soil, nutrient-rich soil, and organically rich. It's not just a matter of fertilizers. I try not to use any inorganic fertilizers or anything like that. And once you build your soil and you have sufficient water, actually the water becomes less of an issue because once your soil is built well, it actually holds the water better. Oh, let me just point out my strawberry plants here. This used to be one strawberry plant. I forgot which one it was. I think it's this one was the original. And last year, it sent out runners and created 1, 2, 3, 4 additional strawberry plants. So that's great. So I'm actually getting strawberries off of them. This is a ginger that I planted last year, and it died back, and now it's coming back. So I'm gonna have ginger this year. I'm really excited about that. So let me see. I'm going to show you what's going on the deck. So this is what's going on in the garden this year. Oh, you guys are probably wondering what's this back here. This actually is a romaine lettuce that was a volunteer. It was actually growing not right here, but it was growing at this on the side of this garden right there, along there. It was growing right there, and I pulled it up and I replanted it here. But as soon as it got out into the sun and the sun hit it, it bolted. So now it's going to seed, going to flower and seed. So that's what that is. So I'm going to take you up on the deck now and show you what's going on the deck with the plants up there. We have some ornamental plants, flowering plants, verbena. We have some herbs here, garlic and chives, and I think that's parsley. We have our oregano there, and lavender, lemon balm, or is that, yeah, I think that's lemon balm. We have our thyme there, mint. We have our herb tower of all of our tree of life plants here. These are the starts that did not cooperate this year. So I'm gonna have to redo these and try to get some peppers going. That's what I really wanted to get, some peppers and eggplants. Oh, I need to go back down and show you the eggplants that I had to buy because I just couldn't be patient with that. And yeah, what's going on with these pots right here? Have some flowers and some lavender and some lamb's ears. And then we have Panadol right here, so glad to have that. And over here we have our lemongrass that's doing well. Using that for seasoning and for tea. So let's go back down and let me give you a look at the eggplant. So yeah, I was impatient and couldn't wait for the eggplant seeds to come up because the weather was just not cooperating. So I went to the store. I went to get some soil, some potting soil. So I just picked up 2 pots of eggplants, but you'll notice that I have 1, 2, they're not looking that good, 3, and actually 4 eggplant plants down here. And what happened is when I go to buy, I try to look in the pots to see if those pots have in 2 plants that I can then split and make. Instead of getting 1 plant, I'm getting 2 for 1. So that's what happened in this case. I bought 2 pots and ended up with 4 plants. So I'm gonna have to go water these guys. They're not looking that good, or they might still be in shock from the transplant. But they're looking really, really, really rough. Oh, what's up with that? But hopefully they'll bounce back and start getting their act together. Actually, I just noticed that some of the eggplants, 3 eggplant sprouts came up. So those will go in the garden once they get a little bit bigger. So yep, that's what's been going on in Amali Gardens. So just wanted to give you this video update, and thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, like, and I'll be back with more videos. I want to do more videos that talk about some of the basics and some of the not technical, but some of the more fundamental things about gardening and the important things of sun and soil and watering and just building a garden that doesn't take a lot of work but produces more than the work that you put into it, because nature wants to grow, nature wants to produce. We just have to create the environment and create the ecosystem where it functions optimally. And if you look at nature in its natural state, that's where it kind of functions most optimally for production. So that's one of the things that we should do in gardening. One of the things I'm trying to start doing is interplanting, and not planting like a whole batch of tomatoes and a whole batch of peppers and a whole batch of eggplants and so forth, to interplant. And of course some things grow better with other things, so I'm trying my hand and seeing what's working. I have a book that tells me, but I want to try it myself and see what works good next to each other. So that's why you saw in my garden I have tomatoes scattered all over, and the eggplants aren't scattered, but the cucumbers are scattered all over as well. And when I plant the peppers and the other things that I will plant, they will be scattered, they will be mixed in with each other, so that we have a more diverse kind of planting system, so that the plants can interplay with each other and feed off of each other's strengths. So thanks again for watching. Thanks again for watching our videos, and see you next time.